Even today, there are certain characters who have existed since pre-Hispanic times. In some beliefs, they are considered as privileged individuals, capable of communicating with the weather, and even influencing it. Currently, depending on the region where they are found, they go by various names such as Tromperos, Graniceros, Water Workers, Conjurers, Lords of Lightning, Aureros, or Water Passioners, among others. But all of them share the function of controlling the weather to attract the necessary water for crops. They have existed since pre-Hispanic times, for example in ancient times and before the destructions of indigenous beliefs. These individuals formed part of the hierarchy of those who served Tlaloc. At the top of its hierarchy was the high priest, called the Tlalocan Tlanimacac. He would have his face painted black, wear a mask of Tlaloc, carry a rattle to mimic rain, and have hair down to his waist. Below him were others who emerged from the Calmecac, where they fasted to perform hard labor, and learned the old beliefs, rituals, codices, and the divinator calendar. It is also said that there were others, like the jaguar priest, who lived confined in his temple, with similar duties to provoke rain, divert hail, and transform into animals. In the past, they could also be reformed as the one who throws hail, the one who defeats hail, the one who throws winds and clouds. But in addition to being protectors of agriculture, they were also responsible for children's health, as certain childhood elements were attributed to winds and clouds. As for the ancestors of the current Graniceros, it was believed that those born on the day one rain, Sequihuitl, one of the 260 days in the sacred calendar known as the Tonalpohualli, were more likely to develop these abilities. Moreover, in the ancient beliefs, it was thought that these individuals could travel to Tlalocan itself, paradise controlled by Tlaloc. They could also advise rulers and commoners, making good meteorological and medical predictions. As previously mentioned, it was believed that they could treat diseases related to liquids or air. It is logical to assume that there were others lesser known figures who also performed similar functions, but at a local level in each territory. This makes sense, as every population and culture must have had its own specialists in these areas. Obviously, today this may seem more like superstition than reality in the face of science. But in the past, and even now, knowing about the weather remains critically important. After all, a lack of water or its excess can destroy crops, and when food is scarce, great catastrophes can occur from humanity. Therefore, we thought these figures are now unknown to most. They were and still are important in communities from our time, and they continue to work as they did over 500 years ago. Obviously, there is more evidence of modern Graniceros than the pre-Hispanic ones, where clearly a fusion of Christian rites has taken place. The traces remain of the ancient places where modern Graniceros go, such as near caves or mountains like Popocatépetl, Iztaccíhuatl, La Malinche, and other great mountains. Records of several of them exist in places like Tlaxcala, Morelos, Veracruz, the state of Mexico, and other regions throughout the country. Now, what does it take to be considered a Granicero and possess special abilities? There are various ways to become one, but the most extreme cases involve being struck by lightning or experiencing a near death by water, whether they die in these events or narrowly survive. There is a belief that if they return to life, they are reborn with the ability to control the weather. In ancient times, It was thought that these causes, sending lightning or causing water-related deaths, were sent by Tlaloc or Chalchitlicue. And with this, these humans, whether man or woman, would help drive away damaging hail clouds, or cold or air-related illness, and bring water for crops. The less extreme ways of becoming a Granicero refer to being born with innate powers, having dreams where they learn their trade, acquiring abilities through illness, or inheriting knowledge from parents who teach their gifts to their children. With the arrival of the Spanish, all these beliefs were provided, and the main prize dedicated to official worship disappeared. But also, others survived, now being called magicians, healers, shamans, etc. And although they operate more discreetly during the colonial period, people continued to seek them out. In exchange for their services, they received pulque, food, or other goods. And today, they continue to appear without fear or persecution as in the past. For example, many of them visit special places on certain dates to request water, such as during Holy Week, the Day of the Holy Cross, or the Day of Saint John the Baptist, which is now celebrated on June 24th. Their treatments and rituals are also mixed, as they use subjects from the pre-Hispanic past alongside herbal medicine and Christian objects or images. These elements coexist with the beings of nature, both good and evil. Some Graniceros can perform both beneficios and harmful acts, but ultimately, in their sense, Graniceros and their various denominations aim to help their communities ensure true availability of vital water, ward off hail, and serve as healers for certain elements. Obviously, for many, all of this may seem like more fiction, but they do not believe anyone can make it rain. But despite the skepticism, Graniceros still exist in various parts of Mexico. What do you think? Do you believe they had these powers? Have you even met one in person?